Yo, what's going on, guys? Right back at you. Extra special guest in the building, Sim Alexander. Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, what's going on, Queen? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. What's going on, Malik?
Oh man, just watching you do your thing, man. Like I don't see you on more panels than anybody out here. Like, what's going on? Shout out to Midwest shout out to Rob.
Absolutely. I think it's because you see the pink.
I mean, she got the pink power suit on. You know what I mean? Screaming boss in the building. How's it going? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm very
Mm,
impressed. This is my second year at MidwestCon. Always there to
nice,
support Rob,
nice. Yeah, yeah.
I love when I come to conferences and I learn, and I'm
Oh
learning.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, shit, but if you learning, you damn sure teaching. You know what I mean? Because I done learned a lot from you this week. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you,
What
Malik.
what what, what made you want to get into the world of AI? I ain't gonna say disruptive AI, but
It
we're gonna do
disruptive, right?
yeah,
The whole
everything
thing
yeah it's disruptive. And we're shaking everything up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're shaking the whole foundation up. You know?
Yeah, you look. My story always goes with being really personal, right? So
That's right.
my parents were immigrants from India in the 70s.
That's right. That's
Came
right.
here with nothing, one of those stories.
True. That's true.
Started the first Indian vegetarian restaurant in Washington, D.C., catty corner to the White House.
Wow, that's crazy.
Grew to a couple locations, a travel agency. The long of the short goes that in the 90s, it went from doing really well to close to bankruptcy.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And if
Okay.
you imagine, a lot happens in a household when both companies,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
lots happen personal.
Oh yeah, come on now.
So,
Life be lifing, you know what I mean?
life be lifing, but the reality is, I spent a lot of my career obsessing on why businesses fail and why they succeed. I did
Okay.
corporate scent for many years. I had an advisory practice. I grew. I had about 1,000 founders and CEOs I worked on to help reposition companies to scale, over $100 million in revenue growth, all this stuff. But I realized as I was kind of working through a lot of my advisory clients, some of them are on the emerging tech side, and I'll get to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crux of this in a second. But as I started to understand AI, I had a company that I was advising 3 years ago
Okay.
that was early stage in this agentic stuff, very
Oh, right, right.
early enough that they were consulting Google. Like it was,
Wow.
and as
Okay.
I was working with them, I was like, man, this stuff is more powerful than they had on the internet.
That's real. Yeah.
And for me, I just started thinking about my parents' business. I was like, man, like you know what was different in the 90s? It was the rise of the internet.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
so
yeah.
for them,
Web one.
it was the moment that they weren't paying attention to when technology was crossing the chasm.
Yes,
So all the
yes,
digital
yes.
SEO websites, all that stuff is one side where their competitors were. My dad was in travel, and like overnight, you see Expedia, you see
Right. Yeah.
Think about it.
Just cut them out the picture, like you know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what so many businesses are going to go through in the next couple of years.
Right. That's why everybody asking, is AI gonna take my job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI is going to take more than jobs.
Oh, yeah.
The reality is that AI is going to take businesses and segments of businesses.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm on this mission to educate 1 million SMB, small and medium-sized businesses.
Right.
Educate. We have a company that helps create agentic solutions, but it's really about we're in the biggest technological shift, not only in business but of our life.
Of life, yeah. That's real. That's real. Yeah, this is that real crossroads moment, like you know what I mean, in life and totality, basically, like you know what I mean. So now that's real. Like, what got you interested in this? Like, what made you say, like, you know, I'm gonna just really dive into this AI world and
Well, once I saw that, I was like, I can't unsee it.
right.
Because of all of this, it's like I felt like a sense
Yeah,
of pride, like responsibility.
responsibility. Yeah, like yeah.
You know, and part of it, look,
That's
I'm
true.
not,
That's true.
I'm not a sitting here and just saying I'm doing this for as a nonprofit, right? There's
Right.
opportunity when these moments happen, but
Oh
for
yeah.
me, it's
Yeah.
like I want these opportunities to be the right opportunities to educate, to show people how to use the technology, build a
Facts.
technology that's going to be transformative.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
And so,
Facts.
like,
Facts.
to me, this is the most exciting moment to be alive in certain aspects, but also
Oh yeah.
the craziest moment to be in some other aspects.
You know what I mean? All at the same damn time, like you know what I mean? Like, nah, it's crazy. Like, we in a crazy world. Like, you know, were you always a disruptor?
I feel like I've
You think
always
so?
been like more like I think in the cutting edge of tech over the last several years because I've been playing around with blockchain and Web3 stuff and emerging tech and obviously with AI, but like I've always felt like I'm a little different.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
fully play by the rules a lot.
That's
But
right.
that's all right, right?
But that's what's needed though. That's what it takes. You know, because if you didn't have that, you know, like the resiliency probably wouldn't be where it needs to be at. You know what I mean? And your drive and ambition probably wouldn't be either. You know, but I find that like us people, especially like shout out to all the queens, the women of Web3. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the women in tech that's pushing boundaries, paving the way. You know what I'm saying? Like Seema, because y'all are underrepresented and y'all don't get as much love as y'all deserve and need. And that's one of the things that we love doing on the Blockchain Podcast. You know what I mean? Giving y'all flowers and your gems while y'all here, while y'all in real time. Why you doing it? Not waiting until after it's done. You know what I mean? Why you still paving the way? Why you still grinding up? You know what I mean? Why you still building and scaling up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I want to add something because for me, it's not about being a woman in tech. It's about adding value.
Right. That's right.
I
Yeah.
got taught that from a mentor, really early in
Right.
my career, and so I don't look. I have a little bit of a younger face, but I'm almost 50.
Right.
I've been the Indian girl in the room at a young age in my career with all white men multiple times over.
Hello.
You know, and you just keep building off of that. But the reality is, if you're adding value,
That's it. Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, there's nothing that you can't negate.
And they can't take that from you.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been my mantra my entire career is if I'm in a room and if I'm not adding value, I don't belong there.
Don't belong there. That's true. That's real. That's real. So like disruptive, because everybody use that word. That word nowadays, like disruptive, but what does disruptive mean to you in disruptive AI?
That's such an important disruptive to me. You know, it's one thing. It's funny because that word was on my vision board before it was my company. So
Yeah.
I feel like I've always been a disruptor.
You put it there, or somebody else put it?
No, so vision boards are something I've done 2 in my life. The first one came about 95% true. The last one I'm like in 18 months in, it's tracking.
Tracking,
And
okay.
it's one of the most powerful exercises because you don't realize with words and pictures and stuff that you can put on a paper that your subconscious wants way more for you than
Of
you
course,
believe,
of
right?
course.
And this is like real things, big things. So for me, I mean, when I've always been a disruptor.
Right.
I like working with companies that want to reimagine industry.
That's right.
I like working with companies and people that know that it's not about the status quo. I'm unique.
Right.
And I bring a unique quality.
That's right, yeah.
Come to this world, and I'm here to solve real problems.
Hello.
And, you know, in this particular time and instance with AI, like, you can reimagine industry in ways that you've never, ever imagined.
Of course.
And it takes a visionary and it takes somebody to also get educated and feel like, you know what, we can do this.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and to me, that's what disruption is, right? That's what so for disruptive AI, it's like we are at the state and moment, but it takes people, it takes expertise, it takes vision, and that's that's all I want to surround
All
myself
in one,
with.
yeah.
And execution. Right?
Yeah. Now that vision is key, you know, especially like you said, because most of us creators, entrepreneurs, we are visionaries, you know what I mean? Because what we're going after, our goals, our tasks, like whatever we're trying to achieve, is not tangible yet. You know what I mean? So if we can't see it, we can't achieve it. So like, you know, coming up with the vision boards is very like it's fundamental, really. You know what I mean? Because even if you are a visionary, because it implements what you already see and what you already envision for yourself, and it just gives you like you said, like it puts it subconsciously to where it's like, okay, yeah, this is happening. It's tangible right now.
It's tangible. I look at it every day for inspiration or if I'm stuck on something, but it's not just the business side, which is a major part of it, right? It's the what do I want my life to look like? What do I want my family to look like? What do I want my health to look like?
Right.
We're all like, we have to look at ourselves as a more of a holistic being, right? Like,
That's
it's not
right.
just one-sided.
Can't, no.
I think without that balance, life isn't
Oh man,
as crazy as it is.
Yeah. The balance is what keep us going. You know what I mean? Balance is what keep us going. And keep things the balls turning. I mean the wheels turning. But yeah, like the key breakthroughs I want to say, like, because technological advances like hardware, algorithms, data, and availability, like. How does all of that play a role in the AI and disruptive AI?
I mean, look, we're working on agentic solutions. So basically that means that there's 2 parts to the way I look at it, or a couple parts, but when you're going in and doing a lot of the work that's extremely repetitive and task-oriented,
Right.
that's when like intelligent workflows can take over the stuff that you're
That's
like,
true.
I need to do this.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it opens up, what I say, human agency, your time to do the things that matter. So
Right,
it's like all the
right.
partnerships you want to create, be more creative, be more strategic. It's like, you know, how many people tell me like I hate my job because
Right,
they
right,
do the
right.
same shit
Do
every
the same,
day
yeah,
all
yeah,
day
yeah.
long,
Right, right.
And it's
Come on.
work that
So many.
people don't even feel purposeful in.
No, no, no. You're not being fulfilled.
You're not. So like that's just one part of what AI can do, right? And that's just like automation at the sort of exponential side. The thing where the agentic stuff is going right now, it's semi-autonomous. Eventually, it'll become autonomous. Like this is the first
believe
tech
it.
that can do work for you
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your behalf.
On your behalf,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
to be on the forefront of a lot of that,
Right.
and knowing I already know how business is going to change, right? I
Yeah, yeah,
have a
yeah.
framework of what the future of business is going to look like. So for me, our baseline at Disruptive is we're going to make your business intelligent.
Jeez.
That is our vision.
Make
right?
your business intelligent, guys and
Absolutely.
girls. How about that? Make your business intelligent. Now that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Cause see, now we get to elevate. You know, I mean, everything is always evolving, but now we get to elevate, and it's like whatever we can think of, we can pretty much make happen. Like, you know, like just even it's even with 3D printers involved right now in the world. Like it's like whatever we really want to.
It's possible.
Anything is possible. All
That used to be
possibilities. Like
impossible.
anything. There's nothing impossible no more.
Yeah.
Like they have to change that movie with the Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible. Like they got Tom Cruise, man. Get yourself an AI agent, Tom Cruise. That should be in the next fucking
But you know
time.
what? He doesn't need AI agent. He does all his stunts
No,
himself.
no, he does. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he does. Like that guy's crazy. Yeah, he is. He is. Like he a robot. Yeah, he a robot. He's an android. Yeah, Tom Cruise is already an android. That's a fact. Word. He already an android. You're right. You're right about that. That's just crazy. So like, what are some of the? Is there anything that you I'm gonna say scared about, but is there anything that you're
Yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Fuck it. Let's take it there.
Look, I mean, there's a utopia side and a dystopia side,
Right.
right? The crazy shit of like I have an 11 and 15-year-old.
Right.
I think about my kids and like sort of their life in the future.
Facts.
With if it was up to Elon Musk, and he's always a little bit late, but we're gonna have more humanoids than people on this planet by
Oh
20.
yeah.
40.
2040. Wow.
Like, think about it.
Yeah,
That's not too long from
That's
now.
early. That's early.
Right?
That's early. Yeah.
Like even just thinking that and just the way that like life is going to be because intelligence is going to be part of a lot of what we do.
Of
right?
course, right.
The reality is too that we're at the weakest time where of this technology, right? And so it's going to get smarter and smarter.
Smarter, yeah.
And what I do know is kind of crazy is that there are thousands of people and developers, what I should say, around the world trying to break this thing called artificial general intelligence.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
AGI thing, yeah.
becomes smarter than humans,
More
it's
sentient, yeah.
It becomes sentient. It has feelings. It's real.
Yeah.
So for me, like I feel very good at this stage because I think we can work on all the known unknowns.
The known, yeah.
Once you start getting to that place, there are a lot of unknowns that we don't even know what you know.
Right,
and so
right.
that, like to me, there is this like every phase of this is going to be different. I think some businesses, like we've been talking about this conference, are making some stupid mistakes. Like you know,
Yeah.
they're
Facts.
there's this intelligence that is going to go after our children in ways that you know about and scams and deep fakes, right? And
Oh,
then
the
there's
deep
other-
fakes crazy.
yeah. And then there's this other beautiful side that's going to solve some of the biggest problems in our world that humans cannot do on our own.
Yeah. Because it is a lot that we can't do, but then it's a lot that is like you said, like just those tedious tasks that are so time consuming for us as
Right.
humans. That like why wouldn't we delegate that work to somewhere that we could just offset what I mean and streamline time and make it more efficient, right?
That's
Like
right.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I think in the future, there's going to be a place, like right now, there is this whole uncertainty with jobs. There's going to be a big.
Oh yeah.
But this is what I keep telling people. I was like, remember the early stages of the internet. All of these new jobs started to come year
Facts.
after year after year. SEO,
Facts,
digital,
yeah.
e-commerce. There's so many things in every industry.
Right.
Industries are going to be shook up, but there are going to be
Right.
all these new segments of jobs, and that's also where the opportunity comes.
And look how many remote jobs there are now. Come on, guys and girls. I know a lot of y'all people don't even want to go to the office no more. Y'all know y'all rather those remote jobs. Like it was the internet that provided that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
haven't been able to do it with
right,
that.
like, so-
Honestly, COVID is what provided that.
yeah. That's true. Come open the door. You know what I mean? But that's what y'all doing. That's what y'all doing your remote work at. You know what I mean? So why not take advantage of it fully and utilize some of these AI tools, and platforms that are here to make your life a little bit easier. And be able to expand what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like to continue to build on it, and without the necessary funding or certain resources or even certain team members, like it's like, and it cuts out the middleman. Like
it does, but always ask those questions on, where are you putting your data? What does that look like? What, you got to kind of manage your own risk and your own risk tolerance around this stuff. There's a lot of great tools out there already.
Right.
And just, know where it's coming from.
You got to know where it's coming from. Yeah.
Even at this conference, there's so many people talking about like, all the ways to help mitigate a lot of the things, right?
Right.
We don't know what we don't
know. Yeah.
I tell you, ChatGPT is my best friend.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, ChatGPT, man, is like, it's the winner right now. Like this.
It makes me, and I'm normally an efficient person.
Right. Yeah. It's like
my life.
And then I seen you on the panel say yesterday with the lesson, like, yo, would you let your kids handle the AI like unsupervised or whatever? He was like. Well, no, you said maybe. You just said maybe. Yeah, you just said maybe.
Older one and a younger one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think out of anybody, I'm probably talking a lot about AI at my house more than most people.
Right. Yeah. So everybody handling it.
But it's true. I mean, there's a lot of risk with kids right now.
Right.
And part of it is just it's the way that these large language models are created. So if the ChatGPT is always telling you every idea is a good idea because it's trained like
Facts.
that.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden your kid thinks every idea is a good
And
idea.
a good idea. Yeah.
So there are lots of nuances that we have not even started to go around.
And it's just like we haven't been having these conversations for 20 years or 10 years yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? As far as the air, so it's like we still ground floor, and people got to understand that, like with any other industry or market, like comes governance and and things that's needed to to make it. I know you're in a tight time frame. Before we get out of here, any advice you got for anybody that wants to get into the world of AI? Especially like young women.
Oh man, educate. Like, there's education everywhere. I have a podcast called the AI CEO Podcast.
That's right. Shout it out. Where can they see it? Where can they check it out?
AI CEO Podcast with Seema Alexander. I mean, it's focused on helping non-technical CEOs, founders, business leaders really understand what's actually happening and how to innovate with it and other things. But Google, Microsoft, all of these companies have so much great education and it's free, right? Like, and that's the one thing you cannot not do is educate yourself, and the other thing you can't do is not play with the technology.
No, don't play with it. Don't play.
If you do both of those, you'll start to see what is possible. You'll start to see like, oh my God, this can make my life easier. You can get less scared about it.
Right.
You start thinking about if you own a business, what could this even mean for my
business?
What could it mean?
Yeah.
Get some experts. Start working with people. Like
That's
right. I think you got to educate. Foundationally, you got to educate.
Got to, yeah. That's key. And so like, last thing before we get out of here, like what parameters do you think need to be put in place right now?
Parameters, it's all the risk and transparency and like making sure that some of the there's so many here.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
A lot of what we've been talking about at this conference and many AI conferences,
right.
It's about knowing where this information is coming from, how it's being used, knowing your own privacy and where your data is going.
Right.
I think there's a lot to figure out, but using some of the bigger brands right now, like supposedly, they're operating in terms and conditions policies are. Have some of that considered, but not all. We don't know what we don't know.
We don't know, right?
Yeah. There's a lot more to that.
Just
question.
Be cautious. Be cautious,
but it's like
But don't be scary.
Trust and verify.
Right.
Trust, but verify.
Yeah. Because scared money don't make money. Don't be scary, but just do your research, do your due diligence.
Do your due diligence. Start playing.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Queen. I know you got to go. Yeah. I appreciate your time. It was my pleasure having you. And before we get out of here, what's your social media for the people?
Oh, at Seema Alexander. I'm on LinkedIn. That's my big platform. Instagram and TikTok as the AI CEO podcast and YouTube. That's a big channel for the AI CEO podcast.
That's right, man. Go check the AI CEO podcast. You know what I mean?
Big shout out real quick.
Hello.
I'm going to be throwing a big conference called AI BusinessCon, April 6th and 7th in DC. That's going to be for small and medium-sized businesses and this whole business transformation. So please check that out as well.
And we'll be there on the Blockchain Podcast representing, DC. Check us out. Tap in with us, for some more information, man. Hit up Seema. And until next time, man, go support the Queen, man. See what she got going on. And stop being scared of AI, man. It's about to take over, man. All y'all gonna have AI agents in the next 6 months. How about that?
You know what I'm saying? Next step. Create your own AI agent.
You dig? You know what I mean? And before we get out of here, man, I'm G, the Blockchain Podcast, taking you from the block to the blockchain. This is Seema. Yeah, that's right, Miss Seema Alexander. You dig? You know what I mean? Disruptive AI, man. Just like that, man. Until next time.